All right, welcome everybody. This is CBSI presents Tales from the Flipside, number 118. This is Monday, May 11th. May 11th. I'm Deno. I had some big news for the pickup section, but I'll let everybody introduce themselves, and then we'll get on with the get on. So,
get on with the get on.
I'm Nico, your weekend update correspondent with CBSI, the host of the Comic Book Strategic Investment YouTube show, Saturday night, 9 p.m. Really excited. This Saturday, we will be joined by Jimmy Palmiotti, comic royalty. I hope you can tune in.
I love hearing old school stories about him and Casada and Amanda Connor. And then there's one more person who's in that group that runs with them. I can't remember who that is, but I love hearing those old stories about back in the day and when they were just starting. So make sure you get into some of those.
I promise.
P-Dub's here, just doing my thing, making some people smile and some people frown.
In equal ratio, right?
Some days.
Jon Z here. Nothing clever to say this afternoon.
Morning, what the hell?
It's quarantine, man. It's all the same.
Afternoon, you even messed up on the second one.
I know.
What up, guys? This is McClay. I'm chilling, just chilling.
let's go.
All right. I gotta say that the comment section and the live comments on YouTube have been fire on all shows lately. So shout out to everybody in the chat room. We really appreciate it. Helps the show. It makes it go a little bit easier when we every once in a while have something pop up in the chat that we want to talk about. So keep it on fire.
Oh, I guess I do have other pickups if we want to roll into it.
I think we do.
Okay. So I'll go first. So I got new headsets finally after the Green Monsters fucking took a dump on me. So I bought Sennheiser. I think they're 596 or 99s. They're nice, dude. They're like solid, dude. So I bought those. I got a new rig so we can do a little top down on the old sports cards. So it has hold on. It's like USB, and then you got a little light action here.
Oh, I like that.
And then you can it goes right here, and you can go right down to it, or you can go up or do all that crap. So I'm gonna get a vinyl made, and I can put a little logo on there and do all that crazy stuff.
How's the autofocus on it?
Great. At least for me, it's great. It just picks up right away, like boom, boom. You know what I'm saying? You just got to bring it you got to bring it a little lower. Like I bring it right here, so you have a little bit of room, but it picks up nice, dude. I mean. So that was like $20, I think, on Amazon.
That's not bad at all, man.
Nah. So the other pickup on May 4th, Monday, Star Wars Day, was the new lad came into our lives. So Mr. Wyatt Edwin Pappas. So
congratulations, sir.
Yeah, he's upstairs. He hates me.
Soon he'll be screaming in the background like Paul's children and my children and all the others.
Yes. He's a newborn. He sleeps through the night, thank God. So it's all good. So it wasn't. You know what's funny? Baby crying. It was funny. It was like the hospital, since this whole COVID pandemic thing, it was kind of like The Walking Dead #1, like the first episode when you wake up and nobody's in the hospital because nobody was walking the floors. It looked like straight out of Walking Dead. It was crazy.
Wow.
But
welcome to a weird world, man.
I know it's gonna be crazy, man. So
we had one during the bird flu year, and it was light, but it was nothing like this.
Yeah, perfect. He has that. He has all his moves right now. And the thing too is he's a good kid. He really is. I got blessed. He sleeps through the night. He's not fussy. He's a chill, cool dude like me. So, and everybody, I hate those fuckers that say that. Do not say that to me. Not for long. Just because your piece of shit kids are terrible human beings doesn't mean my kid's gonna be a terrible.
I just want to know how's the stash coming in for him.
Good, man. Good.
You have to shave once a day or twice a day for him?
Right now it's once a day, and I'm kind of disappointed in him. But he's gonna look like this soon, so it's gonna be awesome. And it's funny. He doesn't even. It's funny. he looks more like my wife than me, so at least he got good looks from her. So
that's random, man. Mostly the kids when they're born look like the father, and then they
yeah,
kind of transition.
we're still getting a paternity test because I don't know if I'm the dad. So we're. He goes like, that's a joke. That's a joke. So, I mean, I'm on the birth certificate. I'm legally binded, right, Nico?
Yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah,
It's a wrap, brother.
No time for Maury Povich now. You were too late for that.
Yeah, dude. You know what's funny? We always talk about that, and she goes, "Yeah, you'd be the dad." I'm like, "I'm not that kid's dad. You don't look like me." And then when Maury comes on, I'm like, "You are the father." I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna be that good dad. After you shit talked the whole 30 minutes before, how he's not gonna take care of that kid. It's not his. Oh, good times. Good times.
What I'm waiting for is the first time you let Paul babysit.
Oh yeah, bring him on down, man.
Oh boy. Oh boy. No, you know what's funny? I would let Paul babysit if Paul's wife was there.
Well, obvious.
I'd just be outside FaceTiming you with a cigar and beer anyway.
Hey, do it up, man. I mean,
can this baby ride on the roof of the car or does it be inside?
You know what's funny is the nieces broke one of my bobbleheads. I was not happy about that, but I mean, whatever. I mean, I only spent $20 on it. It wasn't that big of a deal. But
the first of many things to be broken.
Well, I thought she grabbed one of these because she was like over here. I thought she grabbed one of these and just ripped the whole thing down. I'm like, oh boy. But it was just a baseball bat on the Senzel bobblehead. I mean, I can super glue it back on. I'm not really worried about it. So, but that's all I got, man. I mean, I
have to follow that one.
Well, I mean, I've been investing in diapers and baby wipes, and you know.
Nice.
Do you find baby wipes with everything going on?
Yeah. Okay. So
they're not too bad to find.
Yeah, baby wipes. I've had the abundance of baby wipes, so that's not a problem. I have found that every diaper is not made the same. So we got these Hello Bello diapers, and they were free. With like you give them your email or whatever, but it was like a subscription based like box set, like a mystery box subscription based. You get like 250 diapers and two wet wipe things or something for like $60 or something. I know why, because they just like he just I felt bad for the kid because every time he go to the bathroom, like he pee, it would just go right through the diaper. I'm like, dude, after like the third time, I just chucked these fuckers in the trash like a set of 89 Don Russ baseball cards. I'm like, dude, get this shit out of here, man.
Well, I tell you what, personal experience, Costco's good, Target's good in a pinch.
Yeah, Target, like we got a bunch of Target ones.
Target wipes are almost as nice as Costco.
I had I've been getting some people gave me Huggies. Huggies are nice, obviously. The Pampers ones are a little. I mean, the Pamper ones work, so that's not a problem. We've had a little issues with him peeing as we're swapping diapers, but I mean that's
you got to get the little weighted cup thing.
Yeah. Well, I feel bad. He's still getting healed down there, so he's it's just we'll see.
You didn't stick to your Jewish roots?
I did not stick to the Jewish roots.
Oh goodness.
So no, he's a good boy. So I'm happy. I honestly I was really what's funny, like I had nervousness the first couple of days, but it's like I'm just glad he came out healthy. I was really worried about just that part, like make sure he comes out healthy and everything. Like he passed his hearing test and all the basics and all that stuff. So I mean that's all I could hope for. So I mean the rest is if it was a girl, I'd be like Chris Rock and be like just try to keep him off the pole for 18 years. I don't know what the male equivalent of that is. Maybe off the streets. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, but
well, congrats, brother.
Thank you, everybody. Yep.
A big shout out for Deno and his
Congratulations,
wife.
my friend.
Yeah.
Yes, mother and father. You got anything new, Nico?
All right, so I got two pretty big books on the way, and I don't know if this stuff counts as a pickup per se because they were just. Am I still delayed even with my Ethernet cable?
Yeah, you got
my video still screwed up.
Right as you're about to
I mean, dude, it's like
talk about it.
you would think I lived in a third world country.
Oh, and you're on the spot.
So you know what's funny?
It's unbelievable. I give up.
But wait a second. You know what he
I
did?
give
I
up.
bet you I know what he did. So as a computer expert myself, did you unplug the Wi-Fi dongle from your computer and then straight hook up into Ethernet?
Yeah.
Okay, because a lot of people don't do that, and then Wi-Fi kind of takes over from. What's
They
wrong
don't
with you,
go still
man?
in there.
Jesus Christ. You know what's funny?
Yeah, it's
We'll
the
sit here and
Ethernet. It's the
bullshit.
little computer in the corner.
You know what? You know what? For pickups next week, I'm gonna buy you a fucking computer. and B, you know what's funny? We bullshit for 30 minutes and Nico's fine. It looks like the best stuff on the planet. And you hit the live button. I think he's just trying to sabotage this fucking show for his own. It's terrible. It's terrible.
Well,
Oh,
Look, let's
poor
get out of
Nico.
here. Let's get to stepping.
I do.
it's amazing.
Oh my lord.
Oh god.
He'll be back.
It waits till he's talking.
Yeah, it was perfect till then, right?
Oh god.
I just have one pickup, and it's still in the package because some fool decided to ship it in a bubble mailer.
Ooh.
So I found it in my mailbox, folded in half. So I'm not.
Is it Sam out of bio? Is it an out of bio rookie card or something? What is it?
No, it's a comic book from Amazon. So I'm not even going to open it. I messaged the seller. I'm like, I'm not even going to open it. And they said, just send it back. So tip for anybody: if you receive books that are folded in half like this, don't open them. Check the tracking and talk to the seller. And once things are settled, just bring it back to the post office and say return to sender. If you can return to sender free of charge to you if it's not open.
Oh, Paul is on fire with tips.
Who is this new Paul? I go for a week and he's just throwing out knowledge bombs on people like it's no big deal.
I think that
We need that old school thing where he has the minute of clarity. That's Paul lately.
I think isolation brought everyone else's mental capacity down to mine, so I sound is equal. That's what I think. That's all I got.
Oh god.
I would have had a pickup, but nope.
Well, what was it?
Oh, it was a Star Wars book.
Oh. Yeah.
Have you got anything, John?
I do. It's gonna be hard to show, but I'll just talk about it. I bought this book, which is a Fox Kids Funhouse #1, because I've been slowly acquiring original art from this one. It's about a 56-page book, but there's a 28-page tick story that starts it out, and it's the old Fox animation in it.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I've been slowly buying it. I had about 15 pages of it before, and some seller put on 9 more. So I don't know. I can't show it real well, but I laid it out in my portfolio and have it all set out in order. I'm only missing 2 single pages, which is 4 pages total because it's narrow pages. So
Does he
now
still have those pages?
he didn't think he did, but he keeps finding them. I started buying a page or 2 probably 2 years ago, and I think it's just a guy with a warehouse, and he finds more now and again. Like, I've asked him a few different times what he got, and then next thing you know, he's like, hey, I found some more. And he doesn't charge me more. Like, he's charging me a fair rate, so I'm waiting.
Cool.
But I got the splash page this time and some cool stuff. So it's kind of exciting, but now I'm going to have, 2 pages that I'll probably never, ever, ever find. My son's like, why don't you just buy it, Dad? Do you know how hard it is to track down an individual page of art?
Yeah, that's
For
tough.
something that nobody cares about. It's not like it's Kirby. If it's a Kirby piece, you can probably figure out who has it.
I bet you there's Tick and what is it? Paul Englund, is that his name?
Yeah, but Eland. But
Okay.
It's one of those, like, this isn't even like a Tick comic per se. It's one of those weird things that kind of is comic-esque, comic adjacent. I don't know. I guess it's
what's going on with your Flipside fan cave? You look like you assembled one IKEA shelf and gave up.
It kind of shut down for a while because of I can't get anything framed. Like BCW was closed to order anything. Just timing wise, I kind of got stuck. So once it's all going, I'll do it. I got the Joker up. He's here with me.
Yeah. What's the story? Your son won that, right?
Yeah, we won it. Well, we won it, but yeah.
He won it with your money.
Yeah. Well, I put in the money for him. He didn't even know to do it, but he had painted on it, so that was the story on it.
Oh, that's cool.
So I will be putting stuff behind me soon. It just everything's closed, man. They can't get anything framed, can't get anything really done other than buying cheap frames. I'm like, if I'm gonna spend the money, I'm gonna like get it done well.
And we're gonna go back to Paul's mental clarity. This is what Paul looks like when he has his words of wisdom. He just that's what Paul looks like. He's just deep in thought and trance the whole time.
I don't even know who that guy is, so I'll bring it back.
Oh boy.
We need, you know what? We need sound effects. We need the Price is Right trombone.
I don't know. I can't. You know what's funny? Like in my little prestigious setups, it's hard to do sound effects on here. I got to do I gotta have like a switchboard or something.
McClay, what do you got, man? Z, were you sorry?
That's it. I'm just laughing at Ozzy.
I got.
Wow, Chris, I haven't seen that name in a long time. Welcome, brother.
He wants to do hey, since McClay's doing it, that guy right there wants to do
Chris,
a break.
Magic Man. Yeah,
he
let's
wants
get
to
him
do a
on.
break. Yeah.
Hell yeah, Chris, we'll get you on, brother. We'll get you on. We'll do a break with you. Okay, so pickups. A couple things. So if you guys remember, I think I don't know if we talked about this on the show, but Bowman was supposed to come out in April, and because they stopped the presses, they decided to, put out this Bowman first edition stuff. And packs were $12 a piece on the Topps website. They sold out every, they would go on sale for an hour. They would sell out. Go on sale for an hour, and you could not. I tried for hours to get these damn things. They were $12 a pack on purchase. They're going for $35 a pack now. So I don't know how long that's going to last, but I ended up picking up like 24 packs for like $550. So these are going to hopefully, if people want to try and take their shots at some of these, but I opened up one pack.
And you hit it, didn't you? You son of a bitch.
I did. Out of the one pack, I hit the Dominguez. So I have 23 packs available. I didn't get any. There was no color in this pack, but it had the Dominguez.
So what's that run?
That's going for what, 250?
Yeah, about 250.
You haven't got that in a sleeve yet?
I just got literally just opened it right before the show because they just came in the mail.
Your maniac butt couldn't wait 30 seconds to do a break on TV.
I was like, you know what? First pack, let me just check them out. That type of thing.
Yeah, every one you open off camera is the best one you're gonna get.
It kills me.
You just put a GoPro on your head just to prevent this.
I have the thing. I have the GoPro thing. I need to start wearing that.
And then
packs come in, put it on, record, and go.
And packs are $35 right now a piece.
Yeah, 35 a piece, which is crazy.
Yeah.
And then I got some of these. I picked up some of these on the secondary market for like $70 a pop. These are the Prism football. So I might. There's Nico. These are the Prism football. You're good, brother. These are the Prism football. So I'm thinking about putting these up to break. So we'll figure out if people want to break these or not. The problem with it is there's only 10 packs per box, 4 cards per pack, but you have the ability to pull an auto. I've opened one of these, and I've opened like 3 or 4 of these, and out of one of them, I did not get an auto or a Panini points card, which kind of sucked. But every other one that I've opened, I've pulled an auto out of. So there's a really good chance of getting autos in here, and the green prisms. So these are super hot. So I have those coming. Then, like Nico, I got my 3,300 foot Amazon Ethernet cable.
I hope yours works better than his.
Yeah.
Why don't you boys go to Mono Price, and it would have been $10 and it would have been the best quality cable.
How would I know that?
You talk to Deno because he knows everything.
Well, you took the week off,
You called me. You got my phone number. Call
You know
me.
what happened? You know, you don't call a man with a 1 week old.
Yeah, I called you about your baby to congratulate you about your baby.
And you couldn't throw out, hey, I need an Ethernet cable?
No, it's not all about me.
Oh.
Joe said he hit a Bobby Witt and some sweet foils. So
Yeah.
I have to. Joe said he opened up 3 of them. But here's some quick Star Wars. We're going to try not to talk about Star Wars as much. But
everyone leave this. Everyone leave right now.
Yeah. So
all of our other awesome shows have been covering it on our channel. Check it out.
If you guys are not following the Star Wars stuff, and don't get it twisted, like this Star Wars stuff started on Flipside, CBSI, comicbookinvest.com. Ben C and Mike Morello and Topher, those guys have been killing it with this stuff. And so big shout out to them. But here's what I found. I went up.
Wait. Can we go back for people like me who I really haven't had time to talk about anything? What did we break? What did we talk about Star Wars? Why is this kind of recap?
Well, that's what I'm going to recap. So here's so the Star Wars stuff has been going crazy. There's that top 25 article that they did a video of. That is amazing. And go check out Nico's interview with Mike Morello that just came out last week, which is really fucking good. You can see how much
craziness set.
It's crazy Star Wars stuff that some of the stuff I don't even know if he talked about. Did he talk about the film that he has, the original film?
Yeah.
That guy has original film.
How about the props?
Yeah.
Oh, he's a prop master, dude.
You guys have to go watch it. Just go watch it. But these are the books that some of the books everybody's talking about. And so I went up and found a box that just said Star Wars on it. So I'm like, yeah, let me check it out. So I pulled the Wonder World variant. It's not the Rogue One variant, but it's the Wonder World variant, which is super hard action figure one. I got a couple badass Asajj Ventress books, the Obsession #5, and then I also got her origin. I got found the Boba Fett. I found a ton of these action figure variants, but there's the Boba Fett.
Boba Fett, man, that was a big old book for a while.
Yeah. So same with this one. This was a tough one to find, the Han Solo. But these are the books that everybody should be going crazy about, at least a couple of them. And this is a book I've been hot on for ever since it came out because I really loved the series. The series was just really good. But Legacy #1, I ended up finding like 4 or 5 copies of Legacy #1. Which is a ton of great first appearances. This is the book right here that everybody's kind of going crazy about. This is Knights of the Old Republic #9, the first full appearance of Darth Revan as a Jedi Knight. And I found 2 of those, which is nice. Here's a badass origin of Asajj Ventress. That's a badass book, Star Wars Republic #60. Then I got the Dark Times #1. I got Knights of the Old Republic #1. I found like almost a full run of all this stuff. Jeez. And then Knights of the Old Republic #8, which is another big book that is in that list. So if you guys have Star Wars books, yeah, right. If you guys have Star Wars books, make sure you go and look to see if you have any of those. And my advice, some of those books are hold. Even though they're going for crazy amounts, some of those books are definitely hold right now. So get them if you can. All right. I think that's it for me for pickups. Oh, sorry. There's one more big thing. This is excellent right here. Hold on. So I just got this when I was walking up, and it looks kind of crazy. It's like foil or some shit that they decided to.
Yeah, that looks like man.
Yeah,
you'd cover a vent with.
Yeah, it's like I mean, this is what they sent it to me.
Does it come from Area 51? Is this the alien thing?
It did not. It came from Madison, Wisconsin.
Oh, you got my delivery of sex toys I gave you.
I did. It barely fits in here, so now I know why it's from Deno. So all right, let's see here.
Do you know what it is, or you don't know?
Don't ever pack books like this. If you guys send books,
oh my god, there is a fine line in elegant and safe packaging, and then just overkill.
Paul did the article, didn't you, Paul?
I should probably
What
update
was
it.
packed between though? Like, what was it
I
in?
didn't even tape it.
It's insulation for a house.
Well, it's probably secure.
All right. Thank you profusely, he says. I hope you treasure it.
Yeah, well.
Does it smell like
Do
perfume?
you guys know what this is?
No, but it
All
looks
right.
awesome.
I figured Nico might know.
I got nothing.
All right, you guys.
You're too obscure for me, man.
I'm going to open this up and I'm going to show you why you treasure a gay man's magazine, which I think Wet Magazine is. It's a gay.
Might want to be careful opening that up on air.
They call it gourmet bathing magazine. Wet magazine. Gourmet bathing.
Please hide your children.
Now we're kicking McClay off the channel in 3, 2.
Harambe.
It's like, dude, we are, dude.
We need to put in the edit or the 5-second delay.
All right, let me pull up ordergaymagazines.com so I can get my copy before it blows up.
God. Only McClay would look through gay magazines to find out.
You know what? I somehow I vaguely remember what you're about to do because I remember looking for this and all of the wrong things showed up on eBay.
Yes. Yes.
This is one that gets you on a government list.
This is a super, super tough thing to find, and I'm trying to find what.
Yeah, I remember not making it that far into the eBay listings, and I was just like, "Nah, it's not meant to be."
Yeah.
Too much work.
What the hell was it though?
Once I find it, you'll be pissed that you can't remember. It's the first appearance of Matt Groening
right.
ever work.
That's exactly what it is. There we go.
And he does a little cartoon
of a penis with ears, and it's yellow.
Huh?
Is it a penis with ears and it's
No,
yellow?
it's the bunny. No, it's the bunny.
No, it's the bunny. You're right.
Yeah. No, I looked for this. I remember all of it's all coming back to me now. I can't believe you pulled it off.
Look, we'll show it up real quick, right? It's that. It's our first appearance of Juan Pablo up there.
I'm gonna be pissed if this guy cut it out of here.
I'm gonna be pissed if he cuts it out of there.
Oh, is this it? No. Jesus, where the hell is it?
McClay's not really looking for this picture. He's enjoying everything around it.
Paul's problem is going on McClay. He ordered the wrong gay magazine, but he's not going to send it back.
But he already
Oh, here it is. It's on the very last page.
Oh God!
All right.
Can you see that? Forbidden words.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look at that.
So what is this again?
This is
That's
the
it.
Oh, you should not look for this magazine. Things will go really wrong for you.
Can you show me the back cover? I want that 8x10 portrait thing. No, the inside of that page. There's like an 8x10 advertisement. I want to call that phone number. Maybe they give me a good deal on that. On the right side, it says 8x10, and where the ads are at. Yeah, 8x10 Polaroid right there in the top right. What's that phone number? I need to get a good deal on this.
But that is why you want this book, and this one is in really nice condition.
So what's this magazine called again?
It's called Wet, W-E-T, Beyond Gourmet Bathing is what the line is on there. And then
is there an issue number, or
it's like an old art like New York style art book type thing with, you know what I mean? There's no like gay guys, they're junk. It's like you're gonna turn the page and you see Batman's junk sitting there, but
you bought it for the stories.
Like, I think this is the most nude there is, right?
Oh goodness!
And it's a chick, so I'm cool with that. But I'm totally okay with not being a gay man to look at a gay man's book. So
does that sell for a premium, or just an obscure?
It does. This is a super hard book to find. You're probably gonna pay over $100 for this book. Very hard to find.
Not terrible for what it is. That's pretty iconic art.
It's very iconic, but it's super tough to find, and for obvious reason. I mean, it's an old magazine from the early 80s. late 70s.
That looks like it's in really good condition too.
Dude, it's amazing condition. This is the second or third copy I've owned. Every time I see it, I grab it if it's under $100, just because I don't think a lot of people know about this. And this is the type of shit I love to collect, like this really rare stuff that not a lot of people know about. That this is not just comic, stuff.
That's different.
This is like life-changing. The Simpsons changed.
Yeah, that's pop culture history.
Yeah. So, so this is the very first published work by Matt Groening. I don't know how you say it.
Yeah.
Groening.
Which is appropriate for the bathing magazine.
Yeah.
I can't believe you got it. I remember when I went hunting for it and gave up.
Yeah. It's that
And
hard.
I don't give up on much. You know what I mean? Like I'll find shit in Germany and have them send it to me. Congratulations, sir. I think that's a smart buy.
Yeah, so I just love shit like that. And if you guys know shit like that, I mean, Nico showed the mouse, the first mouse stuff from Raw magazine a couple of weeks back. So that type of shit is really fun to talk about. So if you guys know anything like that, hit us up. Let us know.
Pensy, Topher's the only other person that owns it. I love it. And Joe, Mike's, he has a subscription to the magazine. Too late, probably.
So, yeah, fun stuff. To break off of pickups real quick, this is pretty amazing that this happened over the week, a couple days ago. A shoeless Joe Jackson baseball card from 1910 sold for $492,000 at auction during the smack dab middle of Corona. $492,000 for a 1910 tobacco card. Let me see if I can show you the card here. So the T206 sold for $1.35 million in auction, like a year ago or something. And this is the Joe Jackson right here, I believe. What the hell?
Taunting us.
I know. And then it says, what the hell? Anyway, so can you imagine owning that card or finding that card in your grandparents' basement and that type of shit happens? I think it was this card, but I'm not 100% sure. This is the American Caramel card, I believe. Wow. But I think that's his rookie card. He has a really famous Cracker Jack card too that everybody wanted, but this is considered Joe Jackson's rookie card.
Pretty card.
It is. It's very pretty and it's hard to find in good grade too. By the way, if you guys ever want to know what a Babe Ruth rookie card looks like, that's it right there. Wow. 1916 Standard Biscuit Company Babe Ruth card. So, anyways,
Joe threw another $400K sale at us.
Trout, one of one Superfractor rookie sold for $400,000 also. Holy cow. The market is strong, guys. I mean, we've talked about it before. The comic market is strong. The baseball card market is strong. If people are still spending money like that on baseball cards, then the market's strong, right? I mean, that's what I feel.
It's surprising. I'm not gonna lie. I thought it would be a buying opportunity, and it's really not. I mean, there have been. I mean, Nico will talk about it later when we get into the market kind of stuff that he sees, but other books are flying.
Let's talk about some of the market stuff because that's been some really exciting stuff over the last couple of weeks. Is this market talk? Let's. Do you want to get into that, Nico?
Can I talk about my lame pickups?
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if they count, right? Okay.
All right,
I was in here in my little comic emporium of nonsense, and I realized that I had various items that I hadn't taken out of the box yet, even though I've purchased them a long time ago. So I started like opening crap, and I remember now why I grabbed like a set of those auteurs when that news broke. And I remembered why I didn't open them is because I bought them from the website, so you could get them all autographed, right? Like they're all autographed. You got all the different variant ones or whatever. But every damn one of them is got a screwed up corner. They're all like corner crunched, which no press is gonna fix. So it's kind of a wrap. So that sucked. I grabbed a bunch of these. I've got like a stack of them. That Cullen Bunn Graveyard Slaughter.
Weren't those? Was that different per store? Or am I thinking of something totally different?
Now this was the. It was a Kickstarter that it just never took off. I hope it does something. They're short stories like Ice Cream Man. I don't think there are any on eBay. You could get them like blood spattered. But I thought that the cover was just great. You know what I mean? And the idea was a VHS, like graveyard of old 80s horror flicks. So I thought that was pretty cool. But I might be like the #1 contributor. Apparently nobody cared but me. And then I didn't care enough to actually take them out of the box and list them on eBay. And then after the news died back down for Todd the Ugliest Kid, when the news took off, I grabbed what I thought was a raw copy that I could, sub and get a 9.8 out of. And I don't know. Apparently I didn't care enough to like take it out of the package when it came. So I must also be part of the people that, follows the shiny spec. But for me, it's got to be like those independents that I really liked when I got back into comics for a little bit around The Walking Dead.
Is that still selling? Is that Todd the Ugliest Kid still selling?
For like $10, I think. I mean, like for nothing.
Yeah.
And I don't know if and it looked like the option news. I think what happened was the option news was fake, and then I just gave up. And I was like, oh, I don't even, like, it came in, and I just sort of wung the package into the other corner of this room. And much like the auteurs, that they like the author or I don't know if it's I don't even know who did it. I just remember that DiCaprio was attached to it. But it's like those Oni Press books. They came unbagged, unboarded with a corner crunch, and I like saw the destroyed corner, and then that was the end of it. So that's kind of endemic of how crappy my pickups have been. But I believe I will redeem myself next Monday.
Are they coming from overseas?
There's one coming from overseas, and then I told you about the other book too. Remember?
Yeah.
From last night.
Hey, my pickups from now are just downhill.
Nico's going to Nico's going to be on the side of Z as far as shit you're going to give him shit for.
Did you buy a Western?
Not a Western yet.
No, I didn't buy. But I would.
Shit that I do.
You would. That's why you're off the show, bro.
Yeah. But listen, I got that other book, which I think is was a solid move. And
a double clown cover?
No.
He's delving into purple labels, though.
I delved into a purple label. Yeah.
Let's talk about this. I would buy a purple label. But it had to be a big book, like,
because that's this is a good question for the rest of the panel. I'd love to hear what everybody's got to say about this. Under what circumstances would you buy a purple label book?
I'd buy an A15 purple label.
Fuck no.
Why not? Incredible Hulk purple?
Too many of those.
How about Incredible Hulk 1 purple label?
It'd have to be really special.
Yeah, I'm no silver purple for me.
It would have to be pre-50s, preferably.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, a Silver Age purple is real freaking dicey. I just wanted to. I posted it, but Solo Wookie and Ben were saying some rare stuff is coming to market that never comes to market in comics, cards, gaming, toys. Some friends in the foreign market have Scott McManus, who does some shows with us. He's going to be on tomorrow night show. We do Pints and Pickups, just a little plug. We've got 6 guys showing off some pickups from the foreign market, but he's been slowing on his foreign books because so many Golden Age US books have popped up that he's not seen in forever. He's like, I got to grab them.
Yeah.
Do you buy a Superman 1 purple label?
Fuck yes.
So to give you an indication of my purple label, I was able to pick it up for here's your little clue, $2,000 less than the last time this book sold specifically.
Yeah, that's a good deal.
No, like not some other book, like this book.
Oh, well, you have track
That
record.
exact book. Yeah, that's
It's a good book. I would buy that book, Purple Label. I tried to talk you out of it, but only because
you wanted it.
Hey,
more just
no. Don't ever talk anybody out of anything. You fucked me on that Batman 1 thing. Don't ever listen to Z. Just do the exact opposite of what Z says.
Oh, wait, you should listen to me when I say buy, but maybe don't listen to me when I say don't.
Oh shit!
See, I own
Sancto-
Sanctorium. I got a Purple Label Black Cat, buddy.
Well, you just said what book would it have to be, so we know.
Yeah, and why you got to be like that? You know, I want your Purple Label Black Cat. Like, you gotta offer it up to other people.
So let's talk about this. So guys, so let's get a little chat interactive. Let's guys in the chat. Let's see what you got. Purple Label books. Let's go. Let's see what you guys.
The
Let's see what you guys
fighting
do.
What book would
is
you
another
buy
good
Purple
pick.
Label? What book would you comment to Purple?
Mm-hmm.
What is a purple
Very
label?
Let's explain what purple label means.
Thank you, guys.
Paul, what does purple label mean?
Okay,
Yeah, I'm here for the common man.
you're doing good. Like, you're doing
Who
good,
wants to
buddy.
explain it?
I'll go ahead since it's my nonsense. All right, so purple books, right? Purple CGC labels are restored books. There's different grades of restoration. So some restored books can have the restoration removed. Amateur restoration, generally, you got no shot. Usually it's like some lunatic with a black magic marker and it just bleeds through, right?
Sometimes it can get done.
Sometimes it can get done. Sometimes it can't. It's less, right?
Got
So it's
purple
less.
label right here.
That's the least probable in my determination to be able to be removed. Sometimes the restoration is done professionally and it's so beautiful. Like there are certain people that do restoration. They're like legitimately artists.
And you should
know?
not remove it.
I had one. It was a Ghost Rider. It was a professional done. It was on the R of Rider on the second R. It was right in the corner, and I got it taken off, and it bumped me down a half a grade, but still, it was
Yeah,
worth
that
it.
should never have been done.
That seller, though, make sure you look real close now before you buy
Over
it.
there.
That guy was an ass.
So there's
Did he knew it was so that
Based on the way he led on Deno, I think he knew.
uh,
He was just a jerk.
I mean, he did give me a little extra in the parking lot, but I mean, whatever.
I wasn't there for that.
Ben sees
Oh, you suggested it. You said go. You get a good deal.
Purple label means some kind of resta was done, whether it be color touch, pieces added.
Staples.
Staples can be mixed. Some staples
now
are
trim, and it depends on if they're the proper staple, right?
Yeah.
Then they're conserved.
well.
Now the issue is
conserved didn't used to exist
trimmed books,
because conserved is new.
right? And trimmed books, I think, for my take, completely different than color touch or pieces added or tear seals.
Well, pieces added becomes resto. Tear seals are borderline.
Missing pages.
Well, that's incomplete. So that's
green.
a green.
Yeah, and see, Ben says trim is the end, but micro trimming, as we've heard from Steve Borak, maybe they catch it, maybe they don't. So it's like it's this crazy thing that's like out there that is, there's just so much to kind of delve into and think about.
On the right book, I would take a trim. I don't care.
Well, the Hannes Wagner card that sold for 1 point whatever million, trimmed. And trimmed cards, I think, have caused a lot more grief than trimmed comics thus far. I mean, there's a class action that's pending.
And not only that, it's causing people who are in the hobby to be scared that the hobby is going to get ruined because of it. So,
And that trimmed card has to be harder to.
But the card thing,
because a comic, there's multiple pages you have to go, and you got a shot of noticing oddities. A card, holy crap! You got one thing, and if it doesn't look off, you're screwed.
the card thing though was also linked to people like a Ponzi scheme. Like they knew that they were trimmed and they were still grading them as if they weren't. Is that the same thing you're talking about, Nico?
Wait,
Yeah. Well, no.
Class action.
I'm going to even
Nico
go to
frozen.
another question. Sorry, just because Ben's pushing on it. If I offered you,
And here goes my internet again.
if you had a chance at a Batman 1 trimmed at a cost that was appropriate, you wouldn't take it. Would you take a trimmed Batman 1 or a missing pages Batman 1?
A trimmed Batman one, of course.
Ben is screaming the other way.
Really?
Yeah, I'm interested in the missing page. There's I shouldn't even run my mouth. There's the Submariner, I forget the number, where he's in the dragon's mouth that's missing a page. And boy, did I look hard at it. There was a Power Comics 3 that was missing a page, and boy, did I look hard at it. It's really a matter of taste.
I think I think it's what you like on what color label you want, and what are you looking at in a slab book? Are you looking at the missing page? No, because you can't open the damn thing. It's sealed, so you go by the cover and the label. If it's missing a page, it's missing a page. If it's trimmed, I think it's a personal preference thing.
I listen. If we get to the big enough book, I don't care. And if I can make a play on it, I would buy it just because it's the only copy I can get. But I understand what Ben's saying. A missing centerfold versus a trimmed is a plus. I just wouldn't mark out a trim book if it's the right book.
So
I just lost that Submariner to Ben. He's going to buy it now. Son of a bean.
what was I going to say? So here's, I guess, another twist to that is if you knew it were trimmed or missing a page, would you grade it?
As I was talking to you butt wads.
I wouldn't. I would. I mean, if you knew you were missing a page,
I think it'd be PC versus Flip.
yeah.
Yeah, and see, Ben's talking about Frankensteining books together, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
And how often does that happen? I would love to know how often that happens.
There was a Hawk One on my comic shop like a year ago that had a reproduction cover on it. Ripped the reproduction cover off, and who cares? It went for $800. Incredible Hawk One with a fake cover that you just rip off, and somebody got it for $800. Grade that thing.
No, but honestly, a lot of people buy the ones with no cover and put a repo on it because they sell for more.
Well,
Yeah, and believe me, I know I don't do it. I don't think it's ethical, but believe me, I know people who brag about passing off Frankenstein books to CGC.
Wow. Well, I'm not surprised. If there's people doing, all kinds of other stuff, I'm not surprised they're doing that. Any way to make money off of something, and I'm sure that they're buying books. There's a lot of books that they have that they're waiting to do that too. If they just get better at, it's kind of like an art. What do they call the guys who reproduce art? The
Forgers.
forgers. Yeah, just like art forging, man.
yeah, we can just go through. I'm scrolling through eBay right now, just top down. I'm in the 600s. I mean, I could go all the way up, but it wasn't anything really that great. But
I missed 4 books I wanted to bid on because I lost track of time. I'm annoyed.
Oh shit!
well,
I do that constantly. I missed out on four signed rookie autos I wanted last night too.
It's honestly though, it's only Nico's fault because he got me looking at Golden Age auctions. So
That Tomb of Terror sell already?
yeah, I think so. Which one were you looking at?
The it's like the zombie cover. I can't remember the number.
It sold cheap.
Son of a bitch. That's 2 of those I've missed now. I had to turn my phone off, hoping that it was like somehow interfering with the broadcast, and really it's just I have shitty internet. Anyway.
I missed an Unseen 8, the Great Skull or Skeleton Hand cover, a 5.0. I missed a Monster number 2, which is a great cover, and I missed a Tales of Horror 11 with the plant eating a red dress girl that all went at pretty reasonable cost.
Yeah, John and I apparently watch all the same books.
Well, let's talk about
sure.
it.
Wait, one more thing since we're on the thing. A Tech 38 coverless, missing a wrap, went for $17.50. That was one I was like, I don't think I could do. It doesn't make quite enough sense, but I thought about it. Ben's pissing, going, "Fuck Tech 38. I hate that book."
Yeah. Everything's going crazy right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have one too, Ben. This was a nicer one than mine.
Oh God. All right, I need to put my phone back away. Anyway, that was depressing. But
Yep.
I hope our listener, I hope somebody that's listening to the podcast scored all of those books.
Yeah,
Really cheap.
Yeah, if you guys ever, get any good tips from us and you pull the trigger on something, let us know and let us know what you got and what you got it for and that type of stuff. That's interesting. Very interesting.
Yeah, I think our offer still stands. If you get some boss pickups, we can link you up, get you on the show for 10 or 15 minutes to show off what you got and tell your story.
I mean, for a nominal,
as long as your internet is slightly better than Nico's,
and for a nominal fee, this ain't free shit.
If you live wherever Nico lives.
But we were talking about the market, and as hopefully when Nico comes back, we'll do his market review. But it's funny because like certain things are just going balls hard as far as pricing, and then there's some stuff slipping through the cracks, and I can't identify why why some books are going crazy and other books are going not.
Well, give me an example. Give me an example of something that's going on that's crazy, and then something that's sneaking through the cracks a little bit.
Okay. Ultimate Fallout 4 9/8 double plus in
wait, the regular covers or the Durkovich?
The Durkovich. They were 2,000 in December. Somebody just sold the 9/8 for 4,600.
Wow.
That is strong.
Yeah.
Big boy Golden Age books are generally going fairly strong. Maybe a slight dip, but like some of this stuff is just going. I don't know. It's just. I think maybe there's so much stuff hitting the market that people can't watch it all. They're not thinking about all these things. So, like, I think the Golden Age market is generally strong, but there are books like the ones Nico and I were watching going, shit, ending on a Monday night that just slipped through the cracks.
Well, I think
I'm sorry for making you buy a Turkish book, but it's badass. So,
yes. One thing I want to say is I'm excited that we're starting to talk about some of this information now, and because it's exciting to talk about, to see what some of these books are going for, whether it's way less or way more.
I think that you just watch the auctions and some of them are going to sneak by. Whereas we've had a year or so where nothing was sneaking by.
Well, I think it could be the pandemic thing too. Like people are kind of tight on money right now. I mean, it could be like, if somebody was like, "Oh, I looked at that." I don't know if it's being overlooked or maybe not enough buyers. I mean, not saying Golden Age buyers are really hurt by the pandemic. I'm making a generalization of all that, but
that's a good point, Maxwell. Younger collectors are probably not concerned about money. Hell, they buy on credit or whatever anyways. The high dollar people that are buying the premium Golden Age and Silver Age are probably not worried. But the people in the, upper middle class, they're probably hurting. And that's probably where these Golden Age books and some of these random things used to fall, as those $500 books that would sell strong. And that market might be weak. And that's what Ben is saying right now. The smaller GA is soft right now. And that's potentially a lot of these collectors that have a good income and can buy a $500 book once a month.
Yep.
Maybe you're selling. Maybe there's more coming to market than there's enough to go.
Yeah, Ben C was saying it's kind of a flood of the market.
Yeah.
Big books and keys, stay safe. I mean, and I agree with, big books and keys. Let's say the comic market just dies completely, which it's not. But when it comes back, the first thing people are going to look for are the big books and the keys. Like speculation would be starting from zero again with the big guys, Superman, Batman, etc. So I don't think you can, even if it goes down, it's going to bounce back. Maybe like Nico's internet, but we'll see.
Well, like Ben says, he's got punished on a few sales, which is interesting to know what he means by that, because Ben C's idea on punish might be different than ours. But I would like to know that some of the things that like maybe people thought were going to sell that didn't sell. that type of stuff. Cannabis cough. Apologize. Every cough I have is a cannabis cough.
Not a Corona cough.
Yeah. Okay, so another thing I want to talk about before we get Nico back in here to talk about more of this stuff is this comes from a listener, and I want to make sure I got the right one. It comes from Dennis Hayes, so shout out to Dennis, who's on the chat right now. And he sent me this, and this is amazing. New Jersey man's 80-plus year baseball collections included jaw-dropping 1930s cards that were autographed. So look at some of this stuff. Babe Ruth, 1930s.
Oh, I saw this post. I saw this, dude. And I guess from what I heard, too, and you might be able to back me up on this. So I don't know if those are truly Babe Ruth signatures because his wife was known to sign some of his stuff, too. As him, but still, it's still badass to have 6 Babe Ruth. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. So basically, it says the first items to be graded and authenticated in this collection included 6 Babe Ruth autographed 1933 Gaudy baseball cards that were found in a binder in an attic of his home, along with hundreds of other signed 1933 and 1934 Gaudy cards, including Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, and dozens of other Hall of Famers in superb condition.
How is that possible with every summer, where I don't know what state he's in, but it doesn't matter. In an attic, the weather fluctuations, like, wow.
Yeah. And you guys could see, I mean, this is his binder of all these 33.
Wait, was that Paul with a solid commentary?
Yes.
He's doing it again. Hold on. He's doing it again.
What is going on, Paul? I am so in shock by you as of late.
So, and to Paul's point too, I'll tell you, you know what it is, Paul. I bet you, just like my great grandmother, they came over from Europe. They had like chests, like from like when you would go, like a big chest when you go on like a boat. Because my grandma would go to Greece and back, and that's not like a 2-day flight anymore. It's like a 6-month voyage. So you would get like a fucking chest that was
Well, I mean, the nicest Action 1 known to exist was in a cedar chest for 50 or 60 years.
Probably smelled great.
In the collection was a 1934 card from a Butterfinger promo. From
this guy just say
34.
This guy say, I bet you what it was, and everybody probably agree with me on this one. Guy from the Great Depression who kept everything. And
he had over 1,000 cards that are still being authenticated and graded, and much of the collection is still being sorted. But among those were a 1969 Reggie Jackson Super Rookie PSA 10, a 1949 Bowman Jackie Robinson PSA 8. That's amazing. A 1951 Bowman graded PSA 9 by Jackie Robinson, a 65 Topps Pete Rose and Hank Aaron cards, both PSA 9, and a 67 Willie Mays graded 9. Those are ridiculous.
Those are like time traveler grades.
Yes, look at this.
You go back and grab it, and you come back and just, here you go.
So
maybe he was a time traveler.
There you go.
He had a sports almanac in his back pocket. B. What did
like a tree.
Did he die, or did somebody just buy his collection? Or
I have no idea. Let me see here.
Because I could see this could be like your Incredible Hulk 1 story where somebody just snatched them and said, "Oh, these cards are worthless," and got.
He passed away in March at the age of 97.
Man, I hope he died.
Nobody knew that he had those things, though.
God,
that's the crazy thing.
I bet you they sold his house and didn't go in his attic, and somebody.
I read a story online of somebody who bought a used couch at a Goodwill. I think. Let's just say this is the stories as I say it.
Was it the ottoman?
No, what?
Was it the couch or the footstool?
No, what the hell? Stop. It was a couch. I don't know what you're talking about with all these weird furniture things. Get out of here, Rachel.
He doesn't know what an ottoman or a footstool is.
Come on. So they bought a couch and they found a bunch of money in it, like just cash.
It was a footstool and it was $50K.
Oh, can you just let me finish? Thanks. So they tracked it down, and it was one of those things where like someone had passed away. Maybe they got Alzheimer's or who knows what, and but they were nice enough to track it down. So I hope that this didn't I mean, I don't know. I'm 50-50 on it, I guess. Kudos to the buyer, but if you didn't search, I don't know. How do you guys feel about that? If that's the case, as far as just
go to the family, and if somebody did find it, it's a big chunk of that money should be given to him and the family.
Yeah, I was whatever the backstory is. He's 90 something. I hope he passed away happy and in a good home that he was taken care of. Like, just I don't know. But those cards are like speechless grades, speechless find, signed, getting those grades.
Look at this picture here. You could just see cards and cards, stacks of cards.
Sort of hoarders.
Look at 51 Topps Redback, almost a complete set. He's got everything marked of what he has.
I would almost want to buy that binder with his writing too. Like it kind of goes hand in hand.
Yes, it should be like they call it. What they have in comics, where it's like
a pedigree.
Pedigree, yes. This will be a pedigree. I guarantee this. Will be
you know what? Honestly, I hate to say it, and as being as money driven as I am, it's like this should really go in like a museum or something of that nature, like donated to like Smithsonian or something of that nature. I don't even know what maybe Baseball Hall of Fame, and like I don't even know if they have a wing for sports cards, but like something of that nature where it can get on display and like show like probably one of the greatest collections you're ever going to see. I mean, besides like, you know.
Here's a great point that somebody just put up. Whoever wants to talk about that.
Yeah, I was going to talk about it. So Electric Maestro says, "Hey guys, neat discussion you've been having on the comics. I was thinking about having more in-depth discussions such as Twitter or Facebook. Can't find you guys there. We all generally reside in the Comic Book Invest group, which is where the discussions happen. It is a private group just because, you know, people prefer to kind of go in there and talk their hobbies separate. But on a side note, we did start a Tales from the Flipside page. So if you'd like to hop on Facebook and just give us a like, we're going to push out some content there, some advertising, some just keeping people alert because we do push stuff through this Comic Book Invest group, CBSI group, but it is a private group, so we can't share items there. So if we have any contests or do any sharing, or you want to share our content with your friends, go to the Tales from the Flipside, CBSI Tales from the Flipside podcast page and give us a like, and we'll be kicking all our stuff out there. So if you want to share with anybody else you think would be interested, great. And again, you can always start a discussion with us on Instagram at CBSI Tales from the Flipside. There is where we reside as well.
Yeah, and what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna throw that right in the old chat right there.
Chat, Deno, just because I maybe botched.
Check out the.
So that's the group. The first link is the group, and this is the actual fan page. The second link I'm about to throw down there right there. Boom, boom. So yep.
Throw the Instagram too.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Yeah, so lots of places to follow us. Sorry, we kind of live everywhere.
And I think this is happening thanks to Nico. He asked me for the keys to the kingdom to our Instagram earlier today, and things. I think we gained quite a few followers today, so I appreciate that, Nico. And so I think so we might have some new people tuning in tonight. So you check out these links. I sent out one as well in the live chat right now to an article that Ben C wrote.
You put just the Tales or the Comic Book Invest Instagram too. You might want to put ours as well.
Oh, okay. Well,
and all those links are in the description for this video too. All of ours individually and things like that. But Twitter, to be honest with you, we're not on. I'm not on there at least. I don't think Flipside's on there.
No, we're not.
The discussion. Facebook, I think it'd probably be the best thing.
Attention span.
Yeah, I mean,
Instagram's also a lot of us are back and forth on that Instagram, so you can find us there if not on our separate accounts. We're going
to start a Paul page on TikTok though.
I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have a nightly bonfire and read stories from my Paul's Problem notebook. We're going to start from number 1.
You know what's funny, Paul? You know what's funny? Wait. Paul, you know what's funny? You know, during this pandemic, you know what we should do? Everybody's doing an all-in challenge. We should get an all-in challenge and have like one of these publishers publish your book into like a series, like a real book. I mean, if you can do like I'm a dirty kid and make it like a children's book, I'm sure we can do Paul's Problems and have like some like small publisher pick it up. Maybe I'll call my people at Penguin House to like get this book going or something. What do you think, Nico?
Makes sense.
I mean, just have Paul's Problem. We'll have one of our guys, maybe Dan Piercy or somebody, do some illustration work on it. And
we're my wife, all the ladies love HGTV for house flipping and sales and stuff.
90 Day Fiance, bro.
My wife and I are in the middle-ish process of purchasing our house, maybe it goes through, we don't know yet. But anyway, she's like, yeah, honey, we should get a show. And I was like, yeah, all the fans are going to look at you and be like, is your husband like this in real life, or is this just for the show? So we'll see.
Speaking of that, just FYI, Global Comic Safari is probably going to take a couple weeks off because my boy Matt is moving. So we'll be back probably early April. So if you're missing our content, I do apologize. But he's taking care of family business there.
Good deal. You guys give some time to get some topics going.
Do we want to, Nico, do you have any more stuff that you want to talk about the market? Yeah.
Did we put images up or did I not, or was I supposed to do that and I didn't?
You're definitely supposed to do that. Remember, you picked the books. I
don't get a solo picture, so I apologize.
Well, let me know what they are and I'll find them.
John, you can talk. I can find the pictures, or you can find the pictures while we talk.
Give me a second.
All right. Well, the easiest one to talk about, because we don't need a picture at all, is Batman Adventures 12. CGC 9.8 newsstand copy sold for $2,333 in a live auction.
It's because Harley Quinn DVD's coming out. Birds of Prey, bro. I'm joking. That's not the reason.
Well, just to give you some idea, there's 5,600 slabbed copies of Batman Adventures 12.
Wow.
And 9.8 or just in general?
In general, there's 831 9.8s.
Oh.
There were 40 9.8s that have already sold in 2020. The high sale is $2,750. Clearly a newsstand. The direct market, clearly the low sale, was $1,230. Holy crap.
Wow.
Yeah, that's crazy, honestly.
That kind of disparity, those numbers. Yeah, I can't admit to taking a hard look at it in a while. I knew that the newsstand was starting to pull away. I had no concept that there was that kind of disparity in sales. That there's a $1,200 reported sale of a 9.8 of BA12 this year. Sort of blew my mind. Obviously the Birds of Prey film did not drive a lot of prices for Black Canary or Huntress books. I think a lot of people got left holding those books and were a little disappointed by the film. A lot of Black Mask books, people had stashed away hoping for, some sort of big spike, and that didn't pan out for them. In spite of all of that, would have never guessed that we'd see numbers like this on BA12.
Why do you think that is?
Well, I mean, arguably she is the, I don't know, what do you think, the number one female character in the DC universe? Maybe more iconic than Wonder Woman?
Man, that's so hard for me to say, but I think there was a time where she was, but I feel like...
She's iconic to a different group of people.
Yes, which is people younger than us, which is the reason why it's, she's commanding the money she is. But I just thought we would see less money on those older female characters now that we're getting people like Ahsoka and Riri that are catching heat. I would think I would see less money on the Harley books or the Deadpool stuff. You know what I mean? Some of that, and more money on, which we are seeing more money on Ahsoka and Riri and other characters like that. Z, you have pictures for me?
Do one more before. There was a DC percent sale that was solid.
And where is that one?
I don't have a picture. He can talk about it though.
Okay, so DC Presents number 47 is the first appearance of He-Man and comic. With that book, everybody's familiar with that cover without us throwing it up here. There's not one, but two forthcoming He-Man projects on TV. There are 1,160 Blue Label copies of this book, 221 9/8. The CGC 9/8 copy sold for $720. That's smack dab in the middle of the high-low. For 2020, the high sale this year was $1,080. The low sale, $500.
Nico's killing me.
The crazy thing is that there was a sale of $790 the same day, May 10th, 2020. One sold for $720 and one sold for $790.
So I don't know. I was thinking about I think Harley's always going to be big, but I think what other female characters in reality could potentially maybe distract buyers.
Brian, I'm uploading some at the bottom.
Okay.
Ouch. You know what?
So I apologize. He sent me a file.
What other upcoming female characters could, just gather people's interest enough to long term to be in the same realm of people pushing the numbers, the sales for 9/8s and things like that.
I don't know.
She-Ra? Is that what he was getting at?
No, there's a movie and a Netflix series in development. Kevin Smith's maybe doing one.
Kevin Smith. There's a lot of talk with Kevin Smith on that series.
A lot theoretically going on. So I don't know.
So do you guys think these crazy Harley sales are people needing money? Because what's out there right now that's pushing her name? Nothing I can think of, but I don't know much.
No. He sent me the data if you want to pick the next one.
Yeah.
What do you got?
Here we go. Hold on here.
We talked about it and I just didn't pay attention to that. I was supposed to.
There is this one. Is it this one?
That's fine. So the Startling Tales for Terror 11, which is a iconic Cole cover with the skull spider thing on the bright red, beautiful book. This was a 1.0 sale for $813. The 80 Blue Labels, 9 restored. 2.5 this year went for $1,200. A 3 went for $1,750 this year, and a 3.5 went for $2,250, and a 4 at the beginning of last year went for $3. So that's I don't want to say it's a great buy, but it's not bad because honestly, that's a well-presenting 1.0. And on some of these low-grade pre-code horror, man, if you got a nice cover, it should sell. It's a 1. Should sell pretty close for all those kind of low grades. There's not a huge jump point, so it is not down. It's not killing it, but it's a nice sale on that book. So,
well, it's a beautiful, beautiful cover that a lot of us would love to own. So, all right.
The Canteen Kate. Sorry for the picture. We were not doing our best camera work here. So a 3.0 Baker cover, beautiful Baker cover. 24 Blue Labels, 6 restored. 12 months average is $386 on this one, which is double the price of last year's average of $259 at this grade. And this one sold for $504. So this book is strong. Baker art is still freaking strong. So very, very nice sale on that Canteen Kate.
Yeah.
I missed a Canteen Kate today at number 2 that I was going to bid on. It was not a pretty copy, but I wanted it.
This is one of my all-time favorite covers.
Yeah, this Brick Bradford is top couple robot covers, honestly. So you got a 1.0 that went for $13.47. There's 62 Blue Label copies. In December, a 2.0 went for $5.75. A 2.5 this year went for $4.75, and a 4.0 went for $7.65. So this 1.0, but looks not bad. I mean, there's no missing chunks, nothing really wrong, visually with it.
Just the spine looks a little rough.
Yeah, but still pretty bright covers, and all things considered, $3.47 is a nice buy when you're considering a 2.0 was $5.75. So again, a strong market indicator on a popular book.
JJ has a question maybe for later. I'm sorry to cut you off. Is it ever worth it to get professional restoration on a golden age comic? Maybe we could talk about that after the market report.
Sure, that is a freaking diverse topic and a wide opinion. Crime Reporter is another one. Oh shit!
What a great cover!
Yeah. That's a pretty one. Crime Reporter 2. This was a 5.0. Baker cover, beautiful freaking Baker cover. Holy cow, this one's gorgeous. It's also Sodi, used in the Sodi trial. 29 Blue Labels, 2 restored. This was a 5.0 at $721. A 2.5 last October sold for $420. And an 8.0 and 17 sold for $2,600. Not a lot of sales data, mind you, for 2 years. But considering 2.5 is $420, this is a $721 for a 5. I know that sounds like that's a huge grade difference, but man, Golden Age, honestly, kind of once you get in those mid grades, it doesn't jump like a modern would. So that's not a bad price. Honestly, whoever bought that got a very solid price on a very solid book. JJ Maxwell says he was bidding on it. Sorry, brother. I kind of wish I had seen it. I didn't even pay attention to this one. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous Baker cover. So, as I said before, there's stuff sneaking through the cracks, but there's a lot of it just still doing very, very well. We didn't pick any Silver Age books this week. We'll get back on it next week. We just so much to look at. These were the ones that hit us as interesting.
Yeah. Well, it's fun to look at some of this stuff and show people what maybe something that's sitting in their box might sell for, something that they haven't thought about for a while is selling for, because that's the interesting stuff, especially when you might need $1,000 here or there, and you find out that Batman Adventures 12 is selling for $1,200 or whatever, and you may have bought it for $2, and you'll make yourself some money.
What were you going to jump back to, Paul? The rest of question?
Yeah, let's see if I can scroll up to the here we go.
I don't know. I am not sure I would.
So I guess
but
answer
financially is a different question.
Yeah, so I was going to start off with, who do you go to get it professionally restored in the first place? Like, who, a guy? Is he reputable? Is he or she reputable? You know what I mean? I don't think companies offer restoration, do they? Just pressing?
Yeah. No. CGC does it.
Do they? Well, I would say it's, I don't know.
Not CGC, CCS. They're the pressing arm.
Whatever.
Yeah, they have a separate arm for that.
But I don't know, JJ. I guess for me, who's not a huge Golden Age collector either, if it were for PC long term, I guess it would depend on the look of it. If I'm going to hang it on the wall, it might look good just to look as aged as it is.
I think most people that do resto work are people taking a 1 point something or one of those real low grade books that have the right characteristics that if somebody works on it can get it to a restored high grade. Because there have been some books that I've seen go from a fairly low grade to a fairly high grade restored, and you'll get a premium on it. So usually it's people flipping books to somebody that wants a nice presenting one but can't afford it, and you got a really ugly one and made it pretty. But I don't know. I don't know that I would ever pay for a book to be restored. I think it's...
There's a lot of talk right now and also in the chat about CBCS and CGC. And so just a couple other things that I want to hit on some comments that was kind of interesting. I saw I will probably, this is from Solo Wookie. Solo Wookie says, I'll probably go to CBCS due to the free grader notes, the Q code reader, and overall happy with CBCS than CGC right now. So that's also stuff I love to hear. I want to hear your actual opinion. You know what I mean? Why are you choosing the grader you're choosing? So that's definitely cool to hear.
I think if I'm in the modern world flipping, new week's books or hot variants, CBCS, you want the resale value and they're not there on those books. I think, if you're a GA collector and some of those other things, then it's less important, because a rare book by CBCS or CGC, it's not going to affect that price very much, because they both are trusted as far as being able to catch resto and as far as to grade fairly. I don't think it's going to matter. So I think it depends on the book you are going for and what type of collector you are. Again, a giant Silver Age key, I almost am not sure it's going to have the similar pricing defect either. But I think as you get bronze to modern, that's where that difference is seen right now, just because a lot of the newer collectors are less likely to go for CBCS. I don't really know why. I just think, if you're only arguing $10 or $20 for the premium, they're going to go for the premium. But when you're back at books that are $1,000 or, golden age books that it doesn't matter where it comes from, then it doesn't matter.
Yeah, if it's going to be at your PC, like Paul said, we said it in the past, CBCS was always, especially when it first started, it was kind of like PC stuff. Because you knew that they held how at the time we thought they had higher grading standards, right?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, that was an interesting time. So I don't know. As far as Golden Age books, though, if it were me and I held one in my hand, I think you can always get it. You can always get it restored, but you can't maybe necessarily get it unrestored. So maybe slab it to preserve it, and then later on down the line, if you choose to sell it, assess the market at that time.
Yeah, I just don't think I would restore one. I mean, it would take a hell of a book to make me do it, or I just purely was motivated by profits. I had a book I do not care about that I know the math works out, maybe, but something that I was buying for me, I don't know that I would restore it. I would just rather have it as is, because it's history. It's like, it just is what it is. We're collectors. We like what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, Solo Wookie. I have no issues with CBCS. If you're in the brand new book game, it's dicey right now.
Well, and there's news. Those grading companies have a bunch of news coming, so it sounds like they both have some news on the horizon. So we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think those are the two big. Those are the big two, and CBCS is. They've come. They're a contender, and there are other strange. To me at least, there's stranger companies, Halo and PGX, and they have different uses. PGX is cheap, but you preserve the book, and Halo I don't know anything about, and then there's
Halo Europe, that's why it gets used.
Okay, so it's kind of a local thing for price. So I don't know. I mean, it's interesting. Do you even want your books graded? Do you just want to, put it in a nice bag and board with a nice top loader and protect it because you want to look at it down the road? Is another thing. A friend of mine is getting rid of all of their slabs because he's like, I just want to read them. He's changing his whole philosophy. Like, I can't read this slab book. I might know what's in it, or I could look it up on the internet, but it doesn't appeal to him anymore. So it's all sorts of levels. Every collector's at a different level in their journey. So just depends what you want out of it.
Yeah, I agree. Oh boy, we got anything coming up this week from any of the other shows?
We need to get that.
Oh wait, you got something, Paul?
No, go ahead. I'm going to look for that the schedule graphic, for God's sake.
I was just going to say, I know tomorrow night Matt and I are doing pints and pickups with some boys. Robert Fordham, who was in the chat earlier, is going to join us. A couple of new cats who we have not sat down with are going to show some really, really cool books, including quite a bit of Brazilian pre-code horror. So that's awesome to look at. I've shown you guys some of it. It makes your brain hurt. And then I know me and some of the guys are recording 3 Comic Monty for this week, which is the show where we pick a category and we find 3 comics from our collection that fit the mold. This week's challenge is clowns. So anybody that knows me knows this is going to be an excellent.
Yeah, can next week be Cowboys too?
No, we had to wait one because I didn't get to pick. And then Nico, of course, has the Jimmy Palmiotti interview, so check that out.
Yeah, Jimmy Palmiotti is a great creator in comics, and I'm really looking forward to that one. Hopefully hear some good stories. All right, gentlemen. Other than that, thanks for everybody in the chat this week. We really appreciate it, guys. Remember, this content is for you guys. So, hopefully you enjoy it. Let us know what you think so far. Hopefully you like where we're going and what's coming and all that fun stuff. And hopefully you are safe.
And don't cut us off yet. I want to throw this up here real quick. It's loading. Nope. There it is. That's our general schedule. I don't know why we should have had that in our back pocket, so I apologize. But as far as what's coming up this week, I know we got some Global Comic Safari delays, but that's generally our schedule, and that's generally the reason you should definitely like and subscribe and tune in when you can. But all sorts of good stuff. We got playlists now, so we kind of separated our separated the shows, and so I wanted to make sure to at least throw that up, maybe grab a screenshot and see what you can tune in for. I wanted to throw that up before we went off air.
That sounds like a good idea. And you can find this schedule on our Instagram, I believe.
Yep.
So make sure you guys go and follow us on Instagram, Tales from the Flipside on Instagram. And if you want to follow us individually, you guys can see we put it up there under our names. So follow us individually also. And other than that, we will see you guys next time. Adios.
Good.